Good morning, everybody. I'm out here in the garden watering, getting everything good and watered down, getting the soil good and moist. Well, the soil is still a bit damp from the rains we've had, but it's just a habit. I'm not putting the hose on too long, but staying with the habit. Another thing, the big cornfield that I had planted did not make it. You know, Heading into it, there were a number of factors. One, uh, the seeder I was using was not working properly. It was not cutting into the soil, so the seeds were getting placed on the top of the soil. And when that was happening, I knew that might have been a problem. At the same time, there's a lot of birds that comes down and picks the corn, so I figured that was a factor also. Another factor is back there where I planted that field, we have white-tailed deer, so that was another factor. They could have come through and eat the corn. And another factor that I've seen out there is we do have wild hogs out here. So going back there, there is some wild hog rooting in that field that I planted the corn. So like the good book says, plant a variety of crops. So that's what we do. We plant a variety of crops because really we have no idea which ones are gonna grow. And with that, I planted that big cornfield where did not take. In the big garden, I planted some corn, and that's coming up a little bit sporadic. If you remember, I had that seeder that I bought from Tractor Supply, that manual pushed along seeder. But I also planted a small section of corn right here by hand. I made the rows, put the seeds in, and this one is looking a whole lot better. So let's have a quick look at that. So here I planted 3 rows of corn in a little small area, and they're all coming up, looking really nice. That's a better view of it there. 3 rows of corn. I've been watering it. I have not fertilized it, but I'll fertilize it here in a little while. But that is looking really good. I'm excited about that coming up. So that's right here in the backyard, so the wild animals won't have access to it. Well, it won't be as easy as the big field where everybody probably has had a field day eating the seeds. I probably just should have thrown those seeds on the ground, which I did. I just said, come and eat, everybody. But that's what's going on here. Let's go look at the big cornfield, and you'll get an idea of what that looks like. So this is what the corn looks like in the big garden. I had planted 5 rows of it. So we have 1 row here, another row. So we can see that this is what I planted with that planter from Tractor Supply that I had to return, because as we can see, it did not plant very well. It was that manual planter, and it was a fight to get these corn planted. And in between, there's a lot of weed. I'll come back and have to clean all of that out. But some of them are coming up pretty good. Then we have some empty spots. I think this is where I was having a hard time fighting with that planter. And then come back here, some seeds took, and we have some corn coming up. So it's not what I wanted, but it's something. And as I said, we'll go in the back and I'll show you where there's nothing coming up, so all of those seeds probably got consumed. So this is that back field that we prepared and planted corn, and no corn. Well, it's a little spitty in the middle of their corn and weeds, but not what we expected. But we can see spots where hogs were there. Hogs were there. Down over on the back side, there's a few other hog wallers. Some hogs were over here. So we know the hogs were in here. And the deer are back here. Raccoons. I don't know, this one will look like raccoon or possum tracks. I don't know. But when we planted back here, a lot of that seed fell on top of the ground with that cedar that I was using. So we've got a lot of birds, a lot of wildlife. Bottom line is, we have no corn back here. So it doesn't always work, guys. You don't get discouraged. You just pick up and keep moving. So we planted a variety of crops. There was something was digging over here. This may have been an armadillo or a possum, or maybe even a skunk. But that's where we are, out in the boondocks, as they call it. Oh, look at that. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We've got a few corn coming up there. So it looks as if we may have corn coming up in the perimeter, but out here in the thick of it, there is no corn. But as I said, hey, that's life, man. You give it a spin. Sometimes it hits you on your butt. You just get back up and spin it again. So all that work we did back here, tilling, fertilizing, bringing in the cow manure, getting it all prepared, planting the corn. And this is what we have. No corn. Big field of emptiness. But I just wanted to show this to you. Let you know that it's not all peaches and cream. It doesn't always work out. But we're blessed and we're thankful. We still have the big garden. And we have the small garden and that area of corn that I showed you. So we will have corn. Not in the amount that I was expecting to be able to give away, but at least I will still have corn for my family, and that's my main objective. You know, we take care of home first, and then once home is taken care of, then we can step out and help others. But I do have enough corn for me and mine, and I was hoping this corn plot here would have been able to feed friends and the general public. But it doesn't always work out as we thought. Okay, guys, that's a quick wrap of what's going on with the corn. I've got a whole lot of other stuff to get done this morning. I've got to get some mowing done. One of my neighbors came by, asked if I can help him with some mowing. He's getting up in age. He did it a whole lot for a very long time. Now I think he's hitting into his 90s. Yeah, he's hitting into his 90s. So I'm going to get on the tractor, run over there and mow his pasture or mow his field for him. You got to be able to give back. God have blessed us with a lot. And so many people want to line up what they have. But I measure it by how much we can give. You know, we are blessed to be a blessing. Always remember that. We're not blessed so that we can hoard it, but we are blessed to be a blessing. See? And Big Mama Cow is agreeing with me. So y'all have a wonderful day. Continue to be safe out there.